Wait a minute. I've always struggled to look at my finances, to look at things that I know I should be looking at, to stick to a schedule, remain persistent and consistent. Me making these videos every single day is an attempt to restructure my entire thinking and thought process while I'm trying to do these things like entrepreneurial pursuits. But I haven't been able to get into that because recently I've been trying to shoot and edit video and I don't know how to do it. I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just fumbling through and really trying to make this art and almost forgetting about a large chunk of my life that is going to come back around and just hit me in a real way if I don't pay attention to it. And I'm aware of that. Like, I know that my apartment is a complete mess right now. I'm not afraid to show that it's a mess. But what I am going to show is how I'm going to deal with this tension and this stress. First things first, it's raining outside, but I am about to go on a run. Let's get it. Was I left my charger at my girl's house, and so I have to run all the way back and get it. It's just like a 3-mile trip all the way around. What's up? What's up? Hey. I can already feel the sense of relief from my actions right now. Grateful to have made the decision to just go ahead and clean this as opposed to like letting it pile up and just get worse and worse. I think it's closely tied to my internal and what I have going on right now and what I'm battling against right now internally. Feeling a lot of stress and tension built around the tendencies that I have to self-sabotage my own success. I don't know if you can relate, but if you can, comment about it. Like, let's talk about it. I'd love to have a conversation with you about it in the comment section. This is Joe Green, and he's the freaking man.
Good day to you all.
Yeah, and I'm Terrence Pharr. You already, if you're watching this, you should know that. Tell them a little bit about yourself.
That. Well, Terrence, I'm flattered that you'd have me here.
Yeah.
I don't spend much time on camera. As much as I'd like to, at least.
Yeah.
There's videos of me as a child nicknamed JJ the Clown. True story. Mainly because I would do crazy things and it usually ended up with me hitting my head on something. Like almost always. I just realized that. It almost ended with me always hitting my head on something. I called Terrence today because I felt like the phone call needed to happen. I felt like I needed to see Terrence. How did that turn out? How did that phone call turn out?
Caught me at... It's funny that you should ask because it caught me at the perfect moment in time. Because I was feeling like this overcast cloud coming over me, and I was having a really trying day, and I was really just trying to put a vlog together. And then you called me, and it was like this energizing moment.
Or Caroline. Caroline. I see keep saying Caroline.
Caroline. Caroline. Caroline.
Yeah, I'm downstairs. Can you come let me in?
Yes, absolutely.
We want that on camera.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah.
This is the first time I've met his girlfriend.
I'm Carolyn.
My girlfriend's
Y
name's Caroline.
at the end.
It
And
is.
K at the beginning.
Yeah. Where were we at? We were talking about building human beings.
We had just got started on that. Yeah. My name is Joe Green. I'm with Terrence Pharr today. We're on his channel. We're going to be talking about building people.
We were talking about building people or building yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk about how you were so compelled to be an Olympic gold medalist? And can you tell me a little bit about how that dream or vision ended up disintegrating? So can we just talk a little bit about how that went and how it felt?
Yeah, and we've talked about this, and you gave me a hard time for it, but the truth that, I mean, you did. I love you for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to recap things. And so, in truth, leading up to the decision of where I actually said in my mind and committed to my mind and committed to other people around me that I'm not going to be pole vaulting anymore. I'm going to focus my attention elsewhere.
Yeah.
Up until the decision was actually made and spoken, the emotions that I had were like fear, anger, and sadness. Like I cried more in those 2-3 weeks than I think I've cried in the last decade combined.
How did it feel bringing that to an end? And did you want to bring it to an end?
No, of course not. No. The goal was to get to Tokyo, Japan 2020. I visualized it. I visualized the uniforms. I visualized the competitions leading up to it.
Right.
Everything. It's all in my brain still.
How did you detach all those visions that are still lingering in your subconscious? I'm sure probably you get triggered with looking at
All the
things.
time. Yeah.
Right. So and like, how do you deal with those feelings?
It's actually, thankfully, fairly simple. Like it's been fairly simple because I traded pole vaulting for something greater. I traded it for something different, something that was more within my values.
So can I ask what you replaced that with?
Yeah.
Specifically?
So I actually work with a group, like a mentorship development program. They have a training curriculum that teaches people how to be entrepreneurs. And it's been around for about 40 years, and it's been hugely instrumental in the last 3.5 years of my life. When I first got around a group of people that thought differently, that thought like 2%ers, entrepreneurs, that believed in having values, allowing those to dictate your priorities, and choosing to intentionally spend your time and your money rather than emotionally making decisions all the time, and therefore moving your life forward, living a life of significance, building people up, etc. That's been my focus the last 3.5 years. So that's driven all of this.
How are you handling, like, whenever you do get triggered? Like, what is your strategy to handle a trigger?
As far as the downward spiral, an emotional low, what are you talking about as far as triggers?
So when you see something, hear something that reminds you of
those
the
triggers.
goal and vision that you had that is no longer around, and you were talking about being connected to...
We can't look at each other at the same time. One of us has to be not looking at it.
I love uncomfortability.
It's a little.
Yeah, but it's okay. Like, I'm getting really used to it, and it doesn't feel bad.
Mm-mm.
Okay, let's dig in there a little bit to how you deal with those things. And
The triggers.
yeah, and what it means to you to actually have a group of people that are like you. Is that what they are? They're like you, or what are they like? Are they like you? What you want to be?
Yeah. Yes. So I mean, the easiest example is if your 5 best friends are multimillionaires and incredibly successful business people, you are going to be the 6th person if you hang out with them enough.
Right.
They think differently.
Sure.
If you want to be a professional pot smoker, then hang out with 5 people that are incredibly good at smoking pot, or whatever that might look like. Then that'll happen. So if you want to be a more emotionally stable person, if you want to be a more creative person, if you want to be a more athletic person, hang out with 5 people that are better than you at those things.
Just turn and look at me in the eyes real quick. Let's just dig in there.
This is uncomfortable. How about this? Yes. That's uncomfortable. Why is that? You know what I read a statistic? The average teenager spends 55 hours a week looking at a screen and 12 minutes a week looking into their parents' eyes.
That's a pretty good amount of time.
To 12 minutes?